welcome in to Bon Appetit. And we have had folks ask us to please get Michael Schwartz back because he's so good. And Michael, you're going to be our chef today.
Yes.
You are chef extraordinaire, just wonderful.
Absolutely.
So we were talking earlier, when you go out, creme brulee is, I've never known anybody that doesn't like creme brulee. So you are going to show us how to do this at home.
It's funny because everybody lights up when the waiter or waitress says we have that on the dessert menu.
Right.
Absolutely.
Great.
And everybody thinks, oh, it's great. I wonder, how do you make this?
Right. Well, what I'm going to do is really take the mystique out of it. It's really no more than a custard. And it's pretty easy to put together. And what we're doing today is a foundational recipe, a base recipe that can be used for a lot of different flavors of creme brulee.
Oh, great.
So this is just a basic creme brulee.
Okay.
Good.
You could add strawberries to it, blackberries, or whatever you want. We even, during the Christmas season and Thanksgiving season, put pumpkin into it. So lots of things that you can do. So it really starts out with just some basic ingredients. We have heavy cream, sugar, egg yolks, a pinch of salt, and a little bit of vanilla.
When you say heavy cream, do you mean whipping cream?
Yes.
Okay, because that's what I would.
Whipping cream, yeah.
Okay.
In the restaurant business, we just know it as heavy cream. Right?
Okay.
All right. So we're going to crank up the
got it
pot
going.
here.
Let's see if it's.
Yeah,
we got heat. We got heat.
Great.
You want the handle this way, Michael?
Whatever's easier.
No, you're doing the work. I just.
So we're going to put that in there, and what you really want to do is bring that sugar and vanilla and cream to just a point where it's just before boiling.
Okay.
All right.
Is the vanilla already in there?
Vanilla's already in there.
Okay.
So Jack, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. We'll do a little tag team here. If you
Okay.
wanna,
You want me to be the whisker?
You could be the whisker.
Okay, there you go.
You can turn your heat up ever so slightly.
I have done that.
Ever so slightly.
All right, ever so slightly. Now,
Okay.
the great thing about this recipe is this mixture can be made days and days ahead of time, and
love
then
that.
actually
I love
baked
that.
the day of or baked the day before.
Okay.
All right. So what we're doing really is going to make this this foundational recipe. The great thing about this is it's really a couple of steps, and then you're in the game. You just have to be prepared for it. All right.
Okay. Well, you'll teach us the tricks.
Gotcha. All right, so we're going to bring the cream to a just about a slight boil.
All right.
And then once you're there, Jack, you can pass it on over to me.
I'll do it. I'll just go ahead.
And over here we have egg yolks.
Okay. So you have
And
to
then
separate
put
those.
a pinch of salt in there?
So while I'm whisking
That's
here,
always
that's
good.
not going to deter it from coming to a boil, will it? No.
No, what you're trying to do is keep it from sticking to the sides.
Right.
Right. So you are in good shape. And that looks like it's pretty good right there. So
All
what
right.
we're going to do is a process called tempering the egg yolks. And what you don't want to do is you don't want to add all that heavy cream right into the egg yolks because you don't want the yolks to
You want me to turn
don't
this
want them
off
to
now?
You can turn it
scramble.
off, right? You don't want it to scramble. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take a thin stream of this. And we're going to introduce it into the egg yolks.
This is really important. Right
Super
here.
important. All right. So this is we're just adding a little bit of drips in there, and we're going nice and slow. All right. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to knock the chill off of the yolks themselves.
Okay.
All right. And we're trying to bring them up to the temperature of the cream. All right. So we're just going to go nice and slow. And that process just goes right on in. At this point, they're almost tempered. Once you get about a third of the cream added into it, it's about tempered. And
So
then
this
we're just
is not hard. This is just.
this is the long and short of it is. This is the easiest dessert in the world
Wow.
to make, but it just takes a little bit of planning and a little bit of preparation. All right, and it's fancy too, so you can create this at home and be fancy. All right, so here we
How
are.
much sugar did you put in there?
All right, so this is a cup and a half of heavy cream,
Okay.
1/4 cup of sugar, 6 egg yolks,
1/4 cup. Okay.
and a pinch of salt. All right. So what we're going to do at this point is we're going to strain this into a container, and then we're going to allow it, either put it in an ice bath and let it cool in a refrigerator for a later use, or we're just going to go right into the dish that we're going to bake with. So to bake it, you're going to get a ceramic dish. You're going to get a container. In this case, it's a pie pan. You're going to create a little bit of a water bath.
Okay.
And then we're just going to strain that mixture into it. Sometimes you get little particles of yolk. You don't necessarily want all those in there, so you just strain it.
Wow, that's the extra touch there.
That is the extra touch, and then that is done, all right? So what we're going to do is we're just going to take see all those bubbles that are on the top? If you were to put that into the oven, they would bake with those bubbles, all right?
Okay.
So you're just going to take your blowtorch, and you're just going to blast it, and that'll get it nice and glassy on the top and get rid of those
Now,
bubbles.
where can we buy this little, this
you
is a
can,
fun thing.
any home decor store, Walmart, any one of those stores do it. So at this point, this goes, we're going to wrap this with tin foil. It's going to go into a 300-degree oven for about 35 minutes or so, and then we're going to pull it out, and it'll be ready to go. You just take it out of that water bath, pop it into the refrigerator, and then it's going to be, once it cools, it's ready to put the sugar on top. And once the sugar goes on top, you're just going to take your blowtorch and you're going to blast it until the sugar becomes a little bit caramelized or crystallized.
That's the finishing touch.
That's the finishing touch, and that's creme brulee. And most times it's served with a madeleine, a little French cookie, and some fresh fruit, possibly a little bit of heavy cream.
Ooh, I love it. Well, bon appetit to you, and thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
And stay with us because we'll be right back.